double OT win defeat the Oklahoma Sooners 54-48. What rang out to you louder? Oklahoma's lack of or Georgia's resilience?
I think Georgia's resilience. I think Georgia, when you score 48 points, what is there a lack of?
Okay.
When you score 48 points, I mean, it was nothing less than a shootout. I think it was probably one of the more exciting games that I've watched in a long time. Last year's national championship game was exciting, but it brought back that whole suspense. Last time I felt that in a college football game, it was probably the USC Texas game when Vince Young was playing. That was probably the last time I actually sat and watched a college football game with that much anticipation, that much suspension. Georgia played a great football game.
Okay.
They played a great football game. They got punched in the mouth early and responded. Instead of getting knocked down and putting their head down, they came back and responded. Their run game was great. They carried the ball 25 times between two running backs, and ran for over 300 yards each. 5 touchdowns between them. I mean, it's hard to beat that. And then their quarterback was just, I think he's a freshman. He was just solid.
Jake Fromm.
He was just solid. No interceptions, 2 touchdowns. Stayed poised the whole time. And he gave the defense like, hey, all right, you know what? Baker Mayfield, I think, lost him that game, though. I think he lost him that game. There's a time and a place where when you're playing against certain people that you got to be humble in the moment, I feel like. Like you running around the sideline, flailing your arms like you up 40 is not working. And I think that's giving the other team motivation to be like, this dude really, really thinks he's good. And from a large grand scheme of things, yeah, he won the Heisman Trophy, but he's never really won that big game. Some people say outside of this year, he's kind of underachieved. They had an okay college career. I don't think so, but some people will say that. And then now I think that hurt his draft stock. I think that game hurt his draft stock. He already came in as he's short. He's not, he can be limited. Now I think he can't win the big game. Now I think that's going to be the knock on him. Can you win with him long term? So I think Georgia played a great game, and I think Baker Mayfield giving the Georgia Bulldogs a little bit of extra motivation because there's no way you're going to be playing against somebody and dude running up and down the sideline and you're not going to want to lay him out. But go ahead.
So, just listening to what you said, you basically think it was Georgia's resilience.
I think so.
Okay.
They played a great game.
Definitely played a good game, great game at the end. I'm going to look at it on the other end of the spectrum. Oklahoma's lack of. Now, understand what was going on in this game. I know a lot of people saw this game, but let me give you a quick synopsis. At halftime, if I told you, if we sitting down, you didn't see the game. If I sat here and told you, the Oklahoma Sooners had a 17-point lead at halftime, right? Baker Mayfield threw for 287 yards, 2 touchdowns. Anderson, their running back, had 26 carries, 201 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Yep.
What would you think? Knowing their offense, what would you tell me just off of that? A 17-point lead at halftime. Baker Mayfield threw for 287 yards.
But that wasn't his halftime numbers.
Listen. No. I'm just telling you the halftime numbers. They were up.
Okay.
They were up 17.
Okay.
At half.
Yeah.
The ending result was Baker threw for 287 yards, 2 touchdowns. Anderson had 201 yards, 7.7 yards per carry, and 2 touchdowns. You're automatically going to think to yourself like, oh, Oklahoma won this game. Open yards. Unbelievable. Now, you're not known for your defense at all. But listen to this. You have a chance it was 3 major into overtime. The year.
Your Heisman Trophy winner. And that's why I'm going to say, because neither.
With the game.
My whole thing is from a coach. My coaching instinct kicked in and it said, I guess he felt that even though he's the Heisman Trophy and him being in that moment, he wasn't sure that he was going to get him what he needed. So therefore, he went with the safe route. But it is what it is.
That's a horrible route because that's not even a safe route. That's unbelievable. That's an unbelievable. It was a trick play.
You played not to lose.
It was a trick play.
You played not to lose.
No, they should have played to win.
I agree. You should have played to win, but they played to lose.
Okay.
Sorry, this wasn't. It is what it is.
It's horrible.
Congratulations.
But congratulations to Georgia Bulldogs.
Congratulations.
They played a stout game. I loved it. Every bit of it. Now
The second game, whoo. We're not going to spend as much time on the second.
we don't have to.
We don't have.
We don't. We don't have
Alabama just absolutely obliterated Clemson, and it hurt watch. It hurt to
Roll
watch.
Tide.
It hurt watching. Bryant Kelly just looked like they lost 24-6. It didn't look like a football game from the start. It just didn't look like. It just looked like the moment was absolutely too big for Clemson. Even though Clemson had some kind of returners that was there for that national championship team. Like, their defense played well the whole game. I felt like their defense was fighting and clawing the whole game, but they offense, oh my goodness, they offense looked like they didn't have a clue. And I don't know if it was just the moment or just Alabama was just like, all right, let's get back to doing what we're doing. And I want to say I want to give more credit to Alabama. I want to give more credit to Alabama, as I should.
As you should.
As I should.
Listen, this came down to the orchestrator, the genius, Nick Saban.
Can you stop with the anticlimactic? Just get on
Listen,
to what you're saying.
No,
on the
it doesn't matter.
dramatics.
Listen, you need all of this for this man. This is pure greatness. You gave this, anytime you give this man a month to prepare. I need somebody to look up those numbers for me. But I know he has to be either undefeated or maybe one loss. A month to prepare for this offense, for this defense. He took everything away from Clemson. Mm-hmm. Every single thing, especially that front seven.
It was a well-coached game.
It was
an impact. It was a flawless.
Thank you.
Game.
I need all of that. Give me all of that.
Flawless.
Give me all of that.
I never, ever take anything away from Nick Saban.
But you didn't point it out. You didn't point it out.
What are you talking about?
You didn't. I needed you to bring that in. You need to point that out.
I'm a Dabo fan. I'm still gonna be a Dabo
That's
fan.
fine.
Dabo, you won last year, and you got your back kicked in this year. It is what
all
it
the
is.
way.
It happened.
Listen, unbelievable. Hurt was playing. Listen, he plays not to lose, but he plays smart. He plays smart. He plays smart. I loved it.
We have an all SEC championship.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Who do you have? You want to go? Let's go to the game. Let's see if somebody will pay for us to go to the game because I can't afford the tickets.
Listen, man.
But let's see who do you have in the national championship game?
Who do I have? You know.
Just say it.
Roll Tide.
Say it. God, just say it.
Listen. Georgia, listen, you played great. I love you. Honestly, y'all have the best 1-2 punch in that double-headed monster in the backfield is unbelievable with Mikel and Chubb. Crazy. Ran for 326 yards, like you pointed out.
5 touchdowns between them.
5 touchdowns between them.
Well, 4 because
Average 9 yards per carry on the run together. Like, it's amazing. And I like this, and I wanted to see this because, for Georgia and everybody, they deserve to be there.
I feel like they deserve to be there too.
They deserve to be
for
there.
the city. It was a great football week for the city.
Definitely was.
Falcons getting in.
Definitely.
Georgia
going to the
advancing.
national.
I'm gonna have to agree with you. I'm not betting against Nick Saban twice.
Oh, you're not?
I felt like the only person I felt in that playoff that could beat him was the person who beat him last year. I'm sorry. That was just my personal opinion. Georgia being new, being there, I think being in the city, I think the emotions might get the best of them, and Alabama's just coming in like this is a national championship game. We've been here. Let's not act like we haven't been here.
Absolutely.
And even though it's a home game, it's not completely a home game because Alabama, people are
they
going to travel. They're going to travel.
Alabama travel.
They're going to travel. And that's a drive. That's not even a plane ticket. That's a drive.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to go with Alabama. I think that defense is going to hone in on that linebacker corner and that defensive line. I think they're going to just give the running. They're going to make them throw the football. And I didn't see enough of Georgia's throwing the football that makes me believe that Alabama that they can beat Alabama.
And you know what's funny? Going into the season, the first few weeks, everybody's saying the SEC fell off, and now we have an all-SEC championship, national championship. But it's like...
Who said that?
A lot of people said that.
Really?
A lot of people said the SEC fell off this year, But if you look at it, it's a great, great play. Why? Because if you look at it, Nick Saban is playing against his protege, Kirby Smart.
One of
them. But in the national championship game, Kirby Smart, who was the defensive coordinator from 2008 to 2015, great minds. He learned from one of the best.
Didn't Dabo play at Alabama?
Listen, we're not worried about that.
But I'm just saying, like,
This is a
I
national
get
championship.
it.
You love Dabo.
I
You
do.
like bringing Dabo up too much. Leave that man in the L column.
All right, cool.
That's
Okay.
it. Hold that.
Heard you, sis.
Hold that L.
All right,
We're
cool.
not talking about
I was just
Dabo
making
no
a point
more.
as how many
Nah,
people he's
leave
put,
Dabo
how many
outta
people
here.
he's
You
coached
always
against. He
gonna
coached
bring
against
Dabo.
all his. He coached against
We're
all his
not talking
proteges.
about that. We talking about the national championship game and all
Whatever.
SEC championship game,
Whatever.
and you playing your protege.
All right.
All right.
All right.
It's gonna come down
One
to
of your proteges, like I said.
whatever you want to say.
Correct.
It's coming down to the Alabama's front seven and that running back core. Like I said, arguably the best in college football. I think Nick Saban's gonna know what to do at the right times. And Fromm hasn't showed me enough. He's gonna find his favorite receiver, a couple times on the outside, Javon Wims. But for the most part, Hurt plays smart. He plays possessions. He doesn't turn the ball over, and I think he's gonna make enough big plays with his legs. It might be a 3rd and 4. He might run it for 15. And I just think he's gonna do enough and utilize what he has with the smarts of that defense. And of course, I just feel like Alabama's really gonna win this game. It's gonna be a fight. It's gonna be a fight, though. I don't think it's gonna be a knockout like it was against Clemson and Dabo. To beat everybody. Was he not? Gave him the ball.
You want to talk about L's?
I'm gonna win, right? Exactly.
Okay.
Moving on, we got the coaching corner.
It's gonna be an interesting coaching corner.
Yeah.
I only got one. Only got one
it?
Only one this week. All I need is one. All I need is one. It is now time for Chris's coaching corner. Chris's coaching corner. Chris's coaching corner this week. You thought I was gonna shout out, probably the Georgia coach or somebody like that. No, I'm gonna stay away from college football because I feel like we spent the whole block, and I'm gonna they get their kudos.
Okay,
he gets their kudos. He gets his kudos. But I feel like the shout out that went a little under the radar. Chris Beard. Who's Chris Beard?
You tell me.
Chris Beard of Texas Tech.
Okay.
College basketball, yeah, everybody knows that's my favorite sport. Oh, well, this is my segment. I do what I want with it. Chris Beard, last night, beat Kansas 85-73. Now, what's the most impressive part about this win was that it was in Kansas. And if you know Kansas is if not the hardest, probably the second hardest place to play in outside of Cameron Indoor Stadium. Absolutely. Can we agree to that?
I agree with that.
And he beat them by 12. He was up 13 at half and was consistent the whole way. Now, I'm giving him a shout out because not only did he beat number 10 Kansas, but a couple days before that, he beat number 18 Baylor by 24 to open up conference play. And before he lost to Seton Hall, he was undefeated and had them in the top 25. So, Georgia winning, great job. Great job, Georgia. But Chris Beard, shout outs to you. Because those are two very, 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 very good wins.
Absolutely.
And those might be, you probably got to get one more, and you're probably in already. If not in that resume. You beat 2 top 20 teams, you probably got to win one more. You just probably can't lose to somebody you're not supposed to. But you being in the bottom of the pack last year, and it's only your second year,
so you think
no loss is really a bad loss.
So if they don't win their conference, you still think they're in?
I think Kansas is going to win the conference.
No, not Kansas. Oh, yeah, no.
I think Kansas is going to win the conference, but I think they just
So if they don't make the conference championship, you still think they're going to win?
I think so. I think they get in.
You think
I think they remember it's like what 68 teams now. It used to be 64, and then you got 4 foreign players. I don't see how. Their resume is pretty good. They were nationally ranked early, and after this week, they're going to be nationally ranked. They stay nationally ranked through the month.
If they stay,
they're in.
Okay.
They're in.
Okay.
They're in. And the worst case scenario, unless they have like a complete fold, is they get a playing game, which I feel they're going to win because they're going to probably play a lesser conference team. So shout out to Chris Beard. That's Chris's coaching corner for the week. Coming up, we have John Gruden, Marvin Lewis, and the Bengals, and the Cleveland Browns. Who should they take? You're tuned in to Topics on IBNX Radio.
Listening to IBNX. IBNXradio.com. The station with the best music. Best music.
I love the music.
Best music.
Hey, what's up? It's Jay-Z.
Hey, I'm Mariah Carey. Hey, it's Katy Perry.
It's your boy T.I.P., man. Get it. It's your boy Sean Kingston.
What's up, y'all? I'm Beyonce. This is Nicki Minaj, and I'm in the mix with
IBNX Radio.
Okay, we're back. You're listening to Topics on IBNX Radio. With the college football season coming to an end, with one game left, and the NFL season entering the playoffs, the offseason has started for a plethora of NFL teams, especially the Cleveland Browns, whose season ends abruptly early year after year after year.
Year
Anyway.
16. They
Anyway.
have the second longest streak without making the playoffs.
Absolutely.
The only person that has higher is the Seattle Mariners.
Then that's horrible. But now, I want you to put your GM hat on. That's what we're going to do right now. We're going to put our GM hat on. Who would you take? Who would you take with the number one pick in the NFL draft?
I feel like with the number one picks, usually you go after well, 9 times you go with a quarterback. That's what everybody. But I feel like at the Cleveland Browns, how many quarterbacks are you gonna take? How many quarterbacks are you gonna take without, like, you took Johnny Manziel a couple years ago. Where is he? Where is Johnny Manziel? You made this big thing about getting Robert Griffin. Where's Robert Griffin? I think you got to just, all right, this is what we're doing. We're not going to be any good next year either. You know what? We're going to, let's scrap this. Let's start young. Deshaun Kaiser showed promise. He's probably the most talked about Cleveland Brown quarterback I can remember in the last 5-6 years, positive-wise, where he had some good number games. They didn't win a game, but the kid showed a couple promise, right? So I think you put a running back in there. Sell some tickets. I think you either go after Saquon Barkley or you go after Bryce Love. You throw a running back there, and you just say, hey, these are my two guys, almost like Dak and Zeke. These guys are going to be young. They're not going to have that impact right away, but let's see if we can get some of the same results as Dak and Zeke gave me. Not right away, but let's see if we can get there. And I think you just build guys around them. You get a couple veteran guys to mold these young guys. I feel like you got to give somebody a chance. You keep drafting quarterback after quarterback after quarterback, and then you draft them, and then these guys literally fall off the face of the earth. No, it's a serious question. Where is Johnny Manziel? Where is he?
He's going to CFL.
He's in the CFL.
He's going. I think that they relinquished it, so he'll be able to get into the CFL.
And where's Robert Griffin? You should know because you look like him. That's probably your twin brother, your long lost brother.
Well,
You look like Robert Griffin.
You need to call me. Maybe we could get him on the show.
Maybe, because where is he? What is he doing with his life? So I think you go with a running back. That's me, though. Not that I'm the greatest GM in the world, but you got to try something. I don't think drafting a quarterback is going to fix your problem.
Okay. So, I'm going to put my GM hat on. And if I was the owner, I would fire you as the GM.
That's fine.
Because you have to. You have to get a quarterback. I understand you say Kaiser showed promise, or I don't know what you want to talk about. The team went winless, all right? Any team, listen, you have to get what's the best possible thing out there. A quarterback. A quarterback is the focal point of your team. You can build around a quarterback. There's not too many that I can think of that you can build around a running back. Not too many teams really do it.
I didn't say that.
No, listen to what I'm saying. You said they're not going to win next year. You're not going to. Listen, they got Josh Gordon back. Josh Gordon is a stud.
Stud.
He's a stud. And he hasn't played in almost 2 seasons. 2 full seasons. I think you draft a quarterback. You get a quarterback. Who do they have out there? They have Josh. I don't know. They were talking about Josh Allen from Wyoming. I think you're throwing. I don't know. I think that's crazy. He's good. I think personally, you shouldn't go that way. You should definitely go. What's the young quarterback's name from USC?
Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold. I like him. I think they should go that way. He has an arm. He's tall. He sees over the defense, the defense, and you could build around him. I understand they've gotten quarterbacks the last few years, and it's been a dud. But listen, you have to take a shot in the dark. But I don't think you take a shot in the dark with a running back. Running backs What are the average for the career? 4 or 5 years. The average for, but you need a quarterback. You need foundation, and that foundation is a quarterback. I don't think running back will get you to the point where you need to be.
Okay. Well, even if I don't take a listen, I don't agree with the whole we're gonna draft a new quarterback again, an unproven quarterback. I feel like with the Browns, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result.
Yeah, but it's not like they're drafting the same quarterback.
But you're drafting a quarter. How many quarterbacks have gone through the Browns organization in the last 5 years?
Listen, you got to get it right sooner or later. I don't think you get it right with a running back. You get a good running back, then what?
You know, all right, then we don't get a running back. You know what we do? We trade the pick.
For what?
Let's see what. Let's just throw the pick out there and see what we get back.
Jimmy G, he good. 49ers ain't giving him up.
Let's just see what we can get then. You gotta expend all options. You don't have to necessarily trade the pick, but you can go in that route too. Trade the number 1 pick.
That's an option.
You can trade the number 1 pick.
That's an option.
And then see what else you can get back. Maybe you can get somebody. Who knows? You might be able to weasel away the Eagles with a Nick Foles, hypothetically. Not saying I would do that, but I'm just giving you an example before you jump out of the chair.
No. All right.
You see what I'm saying?
I see you with that one.
Okay.
I have no problem with that.
Okay.
To see what you can get.
Just to see what you can get. Just throw it out there and let's see what you can
Browns,
get out
you need
there.
to hire us.
Yeah, because obviously I just don't agree with you keep drafting quarterbacks and then these guys end up becoming on the FBI most wanted list or they just become missing.
Listen.
It's gonna be I can't wait for the 30. I can't wait for ESPN to do a 30 for 30 on
the
all the Browns. No, the quarterbacks of the Browns.
Period.
That's what I can't wait for. That's what I'm waiting for. That's what I'm waiting for.
I hear you. What we got next?
Let's talk about John Gruden. He's been stirring up the NFL. I mean, the Raiders fired Jack Del Rio, and then the next day, it went over. It hit the wire. John Gruden is going to be the Raiders' next coach.
Immediately. You know they was on his phone early.
Early. And now they're talking about owner stake into the franchise. He said that was a rumor that before Jack Del Rio, they had contacted him about coming back, and they had dangled out the owner stake before, and the owner was willing to do that again. So that's what's going on. But he's saying that he would definitely take the job, and they're saying that he's probably next if they're going through the interview process. But I think John Gruden is their guy. What's your take?
When I first heard it, I actually loved it. Why? Because Jack Del Rio, you had a great season last year. And if it wasn't for your quarterback getting hurt, you could have made a deeper run into the playoffs. So you come back this year, you get Marshawn Lynch, and from the gate, you're throwing dud after dud after dud. Like a total flip-flop. Something I don't know what it is, something went wrong, and listen, I'm not the advocate of just firing coaches. Like,
I don't agree with it either.
This is their livelihood.
I don't agree with it
understand
either.
But a shakeup had to happen. Like,
Yeah.
you don't go from that high to that low in just a season when you have weapons, the same weapons, your same defense. So I believe a shakeup should have happened. And why I like the Gruden move, some people don't like it actually too. But the reason I like it is because he's a quarterback guy.
That's what they were saying.
He will mold
Derek Carr.
He will mold him.
You
His
got to because you paid him.
His mind is unbelievable. Listen, he took that Tampa Bay Buccaneers team. Like, come on, listen now. He has a great mind, offense and defense.
Yeah, he built that Raiders team
Super
that he
Bowl.
built in the Super Bowl. The team he beat in the Super Bowl, I feel like he had part to do with that too. Because didn't he leave
he
the
left-
Raiders
he
to
left
go
the
to the
Raiders
Raiders to go to
yes.
the Bucs? I feel like
Yes.
he had part in that as well.
I loved it.
I loved it too.
I loved it.
I like it too. I
loved
like John Gruden. I like John Gruden. He has a certain accountability that he holds. When he does the quarterback camp, he holds those guys accountable. Them guys
All
didn't
the
play
time.
it down.
All the time.
They didn't play it down yet. They're going
Absolutely.
through just scenarios, and he's holding these guys accountable.
It's that mind. I also, not to cut you off, sorry to cut you off, but I was telling a friend of mine, I was like, I feel like he's like the new era John Madden. How, he commentate games in his mind of things that, he's coming off a Super Bowl win.
And it's the Raiders.
And he's going back to the Raiders. Like, I loved it. I loved the pick. The pick was amazing. I can't wait for the Raiders next season to see what they're going to do.
Well, he hasn't officially took the job, if I'm not
He
mistaken.
needs to. Listen,
I don't think they've officially
come
offered it. I think they're
on.
still doing it due
John,
diligence,
just
but we'll
take
see.
it. Just take it.
I don't think you can totally blame Derek Carr. I think those guys kind of underachieved as well. But I would like to see what John Gruden does back with a headset, and not a microphone. Now I don't understand this one to save my life. I'm still baffled by this. Marvin Lewis gets a 2-year extension after saying 3 weeks ago that he was gonna leave at the end of the year. Was that like I'm gonna leave before I get fired, and now you guys still want me? All right, hey big head. Was that like a hey big head moment kind of thing? I don't know. I don't get this at all, and I really don't want to agree with you on certain things. But this one, I don't really, I don't see the purpose. And he hasn't done nothing. I don't think he's won a playoff game. Has he won a playoff game with the Bengals?
Listen, I want everybody to understand me. I'm going to say this loud and clear. Again, I'm never an advocate of a coach losing their job, being fired.
But he wasn't going to be fired. He said I was out. He said I was leaving.
Listen, one, I think he was just saying that just in case he does
Get fired? I was like, let me cover
or they
my
was like,
own
yo,
basis. I get
cover,
that. I see
cover
that.
my back. But he has to know. Marvin Lewis has done nothing. Nothing. And when I say nothing, nothing. They keep rewarding him
For nothing.
for nothing. He hasn't won a playoff game. He wins in the beginning of the season and then throw duds in the end of the season. Then if he makes it to the playoff, he throws a dud in the playoffs. Then he can't control his team. Penalties after penalties after penalties after penalties. That lost them the playoff game last year. Let's not forget.
He didn't make the playoffs this year.
They didn't make the playoffs. He's getting rewarded for nothing. Like if his record does not show the reason. I do not know anybody, no coach, that I think he's been with them, 13 seasons? To have he has to have a losing record and still hold the same job for over 13 seasons. What is wrong with you?
Let me say this, right? From an owner standpoint, right, you might have a head coach that is your guy, so that way, like the whole controlling your player kind of guy, like Perfect and Pac-Man, ain't nobody controlling it. But they're in an organization where I think they have certain people in the front office that are they're those guys, so they can do what they want. Kind of like they can't go to the Patriots and behave that way. But but I feel like Belichick has set that standard. He's found a way to set that standard all the way through the front office, and they've come to a medium where it's either our way or nobody's way, and you're not really split. So the whole control thing. But I agree with you with the whole. I don't get it. I really don't.
It's horrible.
Don't
They're rewarding mediocrity. They're not good, and you keep rewarding this man. You need a new change. You're not going to win anything with him at the helm at all. But now, let's move to some rapid fire. What I mean by that is a lot of NFL coaches have been fired in this last week. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to ask. We're going to throw out these names and the teams they were on. We're going to do a quick response. Do they deserve the axe or deserve another shot? So, first up, John Fox with the Chicago Bears.
Axe.
Deserved it?
Deserved it.
Deserved it.
Deserved it.
All the way?
All the way.
Why?
Already done. You still gotta produce. And if you don't produce, you gotta produce in a sense like the Jacksonville Jaguars. Like you just gotta
Absolutely.
You gotta coach them guys up, and you gotta at least if you're in ball games, like you weren't even in ball game.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
You weren't in ball games.
I'm going with you. John Fox deserved the axe. 14-34 over his last 3 years.
Yeah,
over his 3 years.
yeah,
What
yeah.
have you done?
Nothing.
Axe
You
him.
still
Get him
gotta
out of here.
produce.
Jim Caldwell, Detroit Lions.
Didn't deserve it.
Didn't deserve it?
Didn't deserve it. The only coach that got fired would have won a record.
Okay, what has he done in the last few years before that? Don't forget. Let's not forget. Like, I know you're looking at right now. Right now, you're looking at right now. He has a winning record. He didn't deserve it. But look at the history. You have the talent. You haven't had the time. You had Megatron.
An old Megatron.
He wasn't old. He retired at 32.
That's old. Dudes is coming to the league at 20.
Stop it. Come on, son. Come on. 31 he retired, matter of fact.
Dudes are coming in the NFL at 20.
And he was still one of the top, if not the top, wide receiver in the league.
As a coach, I can't control somebody staying or leaving. They left.
And then you had a chance to still get in the playoffs, and you lose to the Bengals in week 16. Get him out of here. Axe him.
Okay.
Chuck Pagano, Indy Colts.
See you later, bye. See you later, bye. See you later, bye. See you later, bye. Because even when you had it, Andrew Luck, you still wasn't winning.
Well, no. His first 3 years, they had a winning record, 11-5, 3 years in a row. Went to the AFC Championship.
When was that?
2014.
18.
We in 18. Ask him, get him out of here. What have you done for me lately? Get him out of here. Ben McAdoo, New York Giants.
Come on, don't ask me no stupid question.
Ask him.
Bye. Yo,
Bye.
He can't walk the. Come on, bye.
Topics on IBNX Radio.
You're listening to IBNX. IBNXradio.com. The station with the best music. Best music.
I love the music.
Best music.
Hey, what's up? It's Jay-Z.
Hey, I'm Mariah Carey. Hey, it's Katy Perry.
It's your boy T.I.P., man. Get in. It's your boy Sean Kingston.
What's up, y'all? I'm Beyonce. This is Nicki Minaj, and I'm in the mix with
IBNX Radio.
What time is it? Welcome back. You're listening to Topics on IBNX Radio. Let's switch it up a little bit. We've done football for the first 45 minutes.
Absolutely.
Isaiah Thomas came back last night, minutes restriction, 17 points in 19 minutes, right? Mm-hmm. Great performance. Played the Blazers. Blazers in the playoff picture right now, 7th in the West. Okay. That's fine. I know.
Okay.
What do you feel? Do you feel like this is going to help the Cavs? Do you think that it was just they played the Blazers and the emotion in the crowd and he just was able to play well? Do you think that they have a legit chance now? Does this help them be the top team in the East? Do you see them challenging the Warriors? What is your take on IT joining the Cavs and his performance?
First off, his performance, I think he played very well. He looked like, little points. You could see that he hasn't played in months, but for the most part, 17 points in 19 minutes, I think that was great. It's going to take I don't think the Blazers all that defensively, but I think he's a matchup problem for anybody. If he gets back to full strength, it's going to be a problem. Like, he's known for giving buckets. That's what he does. He gives buckets. Now, I've always thought the Cavs were going to challenge in the East. But are they going to challenge the Warriors with his addition? I don't think that addition gets them over the hump. Why? Because what they lack right now is they're inconsistent on defense.
Mm-hmm.
And what is his pet peeve? Defense.
You don't want to play no defense. You don't want to play no defense.
He don't want to play defense. And he's a liability anyway because he's 5'9", 5'10".
No, you're not that tall. But okay.
I'll give him 2 inches.
Okay, that's fine. That's perfectly fine.
And no, he played a good game, but do I see them? I mean, at the end of the day, you have LeBron on your team. It's going to be tough to fit in. He's not going to be he doesn't want to sit there and be a knockdown shooter. The thing I would like to see is Tyronn Lue figure out, where you could have, maybe Bron get a rest at the end of the first. You have IT finish the first quarter off with the ball in his hands, create offense, get him going. Once they start rolling, have him rest. But, they'll figure it out. They'll be in the Eastern Conference Finals. But do I see them beating the Warriors? No. I still think they'll have problems with the Rockets. I think they'll have problems with the Rockets. The only thing with the Rockets...
Who will have a problem with the Rockets? The Cavs or the Warriors?
The Cavs.
Okay.
I think they have a problem with the Cavs.
Okay.
Yeah.
My go?
Yeah, go ahead. Let him go.
Great performance.
Mm-hmm.
From what I saw, it looked like of course, you could tell he didn't play in a couple months, but he didn't look far off either. In terms of them, I think he's gonna help them tremendously. Yeah, he doesn't guard well, but I think you went out and you got guys to guard.
But
You
they
went out and
suck
got,
on defense.
listen, it's perfectly fine because remember we're still in January. But when it comes down, you really built that team to only really beat one team. And I feel like with Jeff Green and Jay Crowder, those guys are gonna add a different dynamic. And I think it takes it. You still gotta gel these guys. With Isaiah Thomas, I think he's gonna assume role. He's not Kyrie Irving. I'm not saying this, but he gets some of that same lead way Kyrie Irving's gonna get. You're gonna be that second scorer. Kevin Love gets bumped down to the third scorer. I feel like if you look over the last 15, 20 years, outside of the Dallas Mavericks, most teams that have won NBA championships have had 3 guys that can score the basketball, if not 4, outside of the i.e. Warriors. But if you look at the Spurs, you've always had 3 to 4 guys who can score. That Miami team, 3 guys that can score and some complimentary guys. The Detroit Pistons, 3 guys that can score and some complimentary guys. Is that fair to say? So with him being that second scorer and Kevin Love being down that third scorer, I think the Cavs is right back to where they are. I mean, he's not better than Kyrie Irving, but he's not that far off either. Let's forget he was in the MVP voting race last year. He might not average 27, 28, but why can't he give you 23? Why can't he give you 23? Why can't he give you 24? And if he's clicking, he can still give you a couple 30 balls if he's on that night. And I think LeBron James at this point is like, this guy makes my job easier. So if he's on that night, then he's on that night. I don't think LeBron James has ever been that selfish where he can't get 30. Kyrie has some 50 balls. So I like it. I like it a lot. I think it's going to take him some time. I would like to see what they do defensively. Because he's so small, there's no really hiding him. Because I feel like the Warriors get to hide Steph Curry defensively. But I don't see how you hide Isaiah Thomas. But I think that small ball lineup is going to work when you come to play the Warriors, because I think I see a lot of games ending in the playoffs with Isaiah Thomas, LeBron, Jay Crowder, Kevin Love, and either Jeff Green or J.R. Smith. Now it's small, but I think it can be effective because not only do you got guys that are willing to guard outside Isaiah Thomas, you got guys, you still got to be able to guard those guys, and they're gonna space the court. J.R. Smith, Isaiah Thomas at this point, I'm throwing Isaiah Thomas in a whole bunch of ball screens, if not LeBron James. One of those two guys is gonna be in a whole bunch of ball screens, and I got guys. Jay Crowder can shoot it. J.R. Smith, of course, can shoot it. Kevin Love, of course, can shoot it. So I like it. I like it a lot. And we still got Tristan Thompson. Let's see if he's there by trade deadline.
Who?
He's still gonna be. You still got to play the guy. So I like this. I love this right now.
I hear what you're saying. I think we're just forgetting the fact like their inconsistency on defense that came back to shoot them in the foot last year. Once they got through the whole season, they were up and down on the defensive end. The whole season, don't worry, they're gonna pull it together. They played good through the playoffs. They still were inconsistent, and when you played a high-powered offense like the Golden State Warriors, that exposed your inconsistency on defense.
I want you to be fair, but okay.
And now they drafted. They traded for. They got Jeff Green,
Jay Crowder,
to help them defensively. They're still in a bottom percentile in defense.
You're looking at the stats, and this is what gets me upset.
No, I don't want to. All right, you looking at stats. All right, you saying I looking at stats. I'm looking at stats. I don't like
it because you played this sport. Like football, you go to stats.
But, all right, so let's do the eye test. They're not good defensively. They're not.
All right, so let's say this, right? They were in that game in Golden State, right? Now, mind you, they canceled each other out because IT didn't play and Steph Curry didn't play. And I think you were in Golden State. So I don't think they win at 5, but I don't like you keep saying they're inconsistent. Why? My whole thing is I'm not betting against this man. I'm not betting against LeBron. You got to see who's playing well at this time. A lot can happen.
A lot can happen.
And let's be fair about this. You talking about a high-powered offense. We're not talking. There's high-powered offense in the NBA. You have the high-powered offense in the NBA. Then you have the Warriors. The Warriors are in their own entity, bro. They're in their own entity. You got the second and third best player in the world.
Don't let KD hear you say that.
He's the second best player in the world.
I don't know about that.
All right, so you got the first player and the third best player in the world.
All right,
Okay,
cool. We
who
good with
cares?
that. All right,
You
we
still
cool
got
with
two
that.
of the top 3 players in the world, and then guys who you got some very, very, very good role players. David West, NBA All-Star, is a role player. Andre Iguodala, NBA All-Star, at one time was a franchise player, a role player. That team is different, bro.
They're different, and that defense is the same, and it's horrible.
Okay, we're gonna see. We're gonna see. I like the Cavs.
All right. With the season in full swing, that rookie ladder is heating up. In the beginning, it was just Simmons.
It was by Simmons by himself.
It was
by
Simmons
himself.
by himself. But, you know, he fell a little back into the field, and he got some people
I think
catching
he
him.
hit the wall. Hit the wall. Hit the
Maybe.
rookie wall. Maybe hit the rookie
Maybe.
wall.
But now, right now, today, January 3rd, who you think? Who do you have as your favorite rookie?
My favorite rookie, or who's gonna win rookie of the year?
Give me both, if it's two separate people.
I don't. My favorite. I have 2 rookies. I can't say one rookie right now. Donovan Mitchell's my favorite rookie right now.
Mm-hmm.
Donovan Mitchell's hooping.
Okay.
Donovan Mitchell is hooping. He's
Okay.
hooping right now. He's playing well. His field goal percentage is not the highest, not the greatest, but I think he's asked to do more than he anticipated, and I think he has to get better, and I think he will get better for a rookie. He's asked to do a lot. Like, he's completely X'd out Dante Exum. I think Dante Exum is in Australia.
I don't even remember. He was on the team.
I think he's back in Australia. And then Kyle Kuzma, balling. Kyle Kuzma has just made Julius Randle expendable, completely expendable. Now I think you could go trade him. I think they're going to go trade him or get rid of Julius Randle. Kyle Kuzma has been hooping. Kyle Kuzma, those 2 guys right now are my 2 favorite rookies. I think from a number standpoint, Ben Simmons probably will, unless a drastic thing changes in terms of, okay. And then my last rookie is Dennis Smith, who's been playing well the month of December. Field goal percentage isn't the highest, isn't the greatest, but again, asked to do a lot, can't really shoot. He's been shooting it well, but he's not. That's not what he's known for, and I think he's going to get better. And people forget that he's still coming off. Like, that ACL injury, I think it really takes 2 years to really get confidence back in L.A. So I think he's starting to get more and more confident in L.A., and the more confident he gets, the more dynamic he's going to be. He's got an old Dirk. He's got a Harrison Barnes who
Old Dirk.
he got a very old Dirk. Dirk is on one leg.
Dirk about 50.
Dirk is on one leg and just don't want to give it
Dirk
up.
about
Man.
50.
So I think I like Dennis Smith. So those 3 guys right now, then of course Ben Simmons has been Ben Simmons. What I liked about Ben Simmons, what I noticed is he takes the lead. He want to guard the best guys.
He definitely takes that challenge.
He takes that challenge.
Takes
So that's
that
why I
challenge.
like Ben Simmons. But I don't right now. I don't have a rookie of the year. But those 3 guys are like, okay, this is what we like. This is what we like to see. So those are my guys.
Okay.
Oh, and light skinned Jesus,
Light skin Jesus.
Jason Tatum.
He's man. Listen, I like Tatum. I'm not saying that.
Say something.
I don't want to say nothing bad because it's gonna make it seem like I don't like him. I do like Jason Tatum.
So you feel like he's getting away with it because
it's
he
a
has better
product
guys.
of it. Wait, yes.
Yes, he has the better team. I give
Yes.
him that. But I feel like you still got to be able to
Produce.
And
Absolutely.
he's been playing well.
I
He's
don't
probably he's stepped up as that 3rd scorer for
Absolutely.
the Celtics.
Yeah, because no. Okay.
And he's probably
Because I like
being
Horford
most
too.
efficient.
Horford
Horford is your 2nd scorer. I got Horford as an all-star. They're the number 1 team in the East. How
We're
was he
gonna
not?
talk about
So
it.
who's your rookies? Who are your rookies?
But first and foremost, I have my man from the Lakers, Kuzma. That's my boy. Listen, you know I'm a Lakers fan. Die hard.
I didn't know that. but
You're a
okay.
liar. You're a liar.
didn't
You're a
know
liar.
that.
You're a
I didn't
liar.
know that, but okay.
You're a liar.
All right.
Kuzma's been balling, and I mean balling, and everybody's just. I mean, they should be excited about this boy. Now, you said it makes Randall expendable. Yes and no. And the reason I feel it does because now you have somebody that you know can go out there and get you 20 a night, 20 plus. That's what they needed. That's what they've been needed. Now Ingram is getting better. He's showing that he can be that guy. Randall, I really like Randall. I don't want to let him go.
I don't think you let him go, but you make him expendable. I don't think he
Because
starts
you could get
anymore.
something. You could get someone good.
You know
He
what I-
doesn't start though. He doesn't start. But listen, when he plays, he's getting crazy.
because
And
he doesn't start.
But no, now he's starting because thing got hurt. But he's been balling. He's a walking double double. The thing with Kuzma, though, that doesn't really make Randall that expendable, he doesn't play defense. And he doesn't rebound great.
Nobody plays defense in the NBA. It's not the 80s, bro.
Listen.
Stop with the defense.
Listen,
It's
all right,
not
you don't
short
play good,
shorts
great
and
team
Chuck
defense
Taylors.
either.
It's
It
not
doesn't
Chuck-
matter.
It's
It
not
doesn't-
Chuck Taylor.
First and
You're playing
foremost,
with
those dudes back there didn't play crazy defense. I'm sorry. Let's be honest. Back then, you can hand check. That means anywhere you go, I can go with you.
Yeah.
So they wasn't moving their feet crazy like that. Everybody say, "Oh, back in the '80s." No, stop it. Let's be real. Y'all wasn't moving y'all feet like that. You had your hand on the person's hip, and you knew which way they was going. Now I feel like great defenders are better than great defenders back then because they actually have to stay in front of a person.
I agree.
And then back then you had help defense. All you had to do was sit on outside the lane. But anyway. But like I was saying, Kuzma's my guy.
I like
He's been
Kyle
balling.
Kuzma. I like Kyle Kuzma.
He had a
love it.
stretch. He was averaging 26.
Put up, what, a 40 ball against the Lakers? 30
Yes.
40 ball against the Lakers?
37.
37 against the Lakers.
He
Okay.
balling
In the hood, that's 40.
in the hood.
When you come back to the block, how much you have?
40. You got to round
40.
up. Always round up. Remember that.
40.
Always round up.
40.
I like Ben Simmons. The reason I feel like he's still ahead of the playing field,
Just because you got to a good start.
that and he does everything. He does everything.
Doesn't really score like I want him to.
He
but
doesn't.
okay.
He doesn't throw out the 25 but he will give you 14, 10, 9,
Okay.
14,
Not disagreeing.
11,
Not
10.
disagreeing.
Like he's a potential triple-double every night. And he guards up. So I like his heart. And he doesn't get scared by the moment. He looks like he's been there before. Even though this is technically his first year. He was in the league last year. But he's calm. He's collective.
He's a 7-foot point guard.
His
He's
demeanor.
a 7-foot point guard.
I see LeBron likeness in him.
Okay, in terms of the height, physical ability,
Exactly.
and unselfishness.
Passing
Okay.
Exactly. I see
And way to
LeBron-
impact the game in more than one way.
Exactly.
Thank you for doing that.
No
That's
problem.
mature of you.
I give you
That's
props
mature
in
of you.
certain aspects.
That's a moment. That's very mature of you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Keep this energy for the new year. This new year,
Listen,
new you. It's
it's
like a
too-
fat chick at the gym. Proud of you.
Proud of me?
Proud of you.
Heard you, sis.
I'm proud of you. Like a fat chick at the gym.
First wait. First and foremost, don't get crazy. I'm not sitting here just bigging up LeBron. We're not gonna do that.
don't
We're
do
not
that
gonna
now.
do that.
Too
We're not
late.
gonna do
Too
that.
late. I got
No,
it.
it's not.
It's
No,
on
because
camera.
you took it a little extra.
It's on camera.
You took
Thank
a little
you.
extra.
Thank
What we
you.
have next? Talk to him.
We got the All-Star game.
Ooh.
All-Star game. And you know that they changed the structure of it. So me and you, we're gonna do our own thing. We're in the park, right?
We're in a park.
We got 12. We're gonna coach. We're not
We got
gonna
captain.
play.
We
We're
captain. We the captain.
So we got a list. I put a list together of guys who I think 12 guys from the East, 12 guys of the West,
Uh-huh.
and you have that list. And we agreed on this list of guys we think is going to be all-stars. Now, some people are going to disagree, but I think this is going to be fun. So, this year you get the captain. So guys from both conferences can play together.
Mm-hmm.
All right? So I'm giving you the chance. So what we're going to do is
We're gonna do the draft.
we're going to go pick. We're going to go pick
We're gonna
for
do our
pick.
all-star draft.
So you pick one, I pick one, you pick one, I pick one.
So we're
pick
gonna
one.
do it like that. We're gonna do it like rounds. If I go first, you go second, third.
Yeah,
Or
let's
you
do
go,
that. What
you
you
go
want?
second,
What do
and
you
then
want
you
to
go
do?
top.
What do you
We
wanna
could do that.
I
way.
like that's fine. All right,
We could
cool.
do it that way.
That's fine. All right, so who has the first pick?
I will go. I'll
Go
go
ahead.
with the first pick.
Go ahead.
All right. With my first pick in the all-star draft, I'm taking Kevin Durant.
Perfect. Taking KD.
I'm taking KD.
So put a T next to you and put a C next to me, please. All right. So my first two picks is LeBron, of course, and I'm gonna go to bed, James Harden. So that's my team.
Okay.
So you have two picks.
So now I have two picks.
Yep.
Okay. I'm going with the babyface assassin, Steph Curry, and you know what? I'm gonna go with the tough one. You know what? And I'm mad that you didn't put him on the list.
Who?
I'm mad you didn't put him on
Who
the
is
list.
it? Maybe we can interchange it for somebody. Who is it?
I'm mad you ain't put him on the list. Embiid.
I feel like he missed a lot of games. He missed a lot of games, and they're 10. And he missed a lot of
You
games.
got Ben Simmons on the list.
But he played. He didn't hasn't sat
All right,
out.
You know what? He's
Hasn't
not on
sat
the
out.
list. He's not on the list. So
Hasn't
what? He
sat out.
deserves it. All right.
I
We're
gave
not
you the
gonna put
list
him-
at 4 o'clock, and you I
Not a
asked,
problem.
and you
But
said
I'm
okay.
still, I'm still feeling a way about it.
So who
I'm
do you
still
want to
feeling
take
a-
off that list?
Don't worry about it.
Because the Pistons are
I'm gonna go Anthony Davis.
Okay, cool. That was unnecessary, but all right, cool. I'm gonna go Giannis
Mm-hmm.
and Boogie.
Giannis and Boogie.
No, you get another pick. Excuse me. You get another. No, who'd you
No,
take?
I did. I got. Oh wait.
You took Steph, and then who'd you take? Oh, you took Anthony Davis.
AD.
Okay, so it's my
Yeah.
two picks. So I'm
Go.
taking Giannis. Give me Giannis
Mm-hmm.
and Boogie.
Boogie. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. So I got one. Damn, you know it's my guy. That's my guy. I'm gonna leave that person for you. 'Cause I'm not.
You're gonna get your brains kicked in if you don't take him. If you don't take him, you're gonna get your brains kicked in. I'm letting you know.
I'm gonna go. Shout out. I'm gonna go with the Wolf.
Who's the wolf? I don't know who the wolf is.
Russell Westbrook.
I was about to say, if you don't take him, you're getting your
I'm
back
gonna go.
kicked in.
I'm
kicking
gonna go with
your
the.
back
I'm
in.
gonna go with the Wolf.
Okay.
And I need excitement, man. Ooh wee. Ooh wee. Okay.
They're gonna shut the lights off on us.
They're gonna shut.
Hurry up.
No, don't worry about it. I'm gonna go. The cat.
The cat could pick.
Call Anthony Towns.
I'm gonna go Porzingis.
Porzingis. I knew I was leaving it for you.
I could take Porzingis. I need a shooter. Give me Clay.
You better had to take him.
I'm gonna kick your back in with this team. Just letting you know I'm kicking your back in with this team.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go. Paul George.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll leave you. And that's your guy too. Give me Kemba.
You disrespectful.
I'm going
I was
Kemba.
taking him next. I was gonna take him next.
It's my guy.
All right.
Shout out Kemba.
Give me Dame Lillard.
You disrespectful. If you don't pick this person. How you pick Dame over him?
Love Dame Dollar. Dame Dollar. And I'm gonna take Drummond.
Okay. So I'm gonna take Ben Simmons.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take Ben. And you know what?
Better take him. 'Cause if you don't take him, I'm gonna take him.
I got how many point guards? I got one. I could put Steph at the 2 though. Don't matter.
James Harden and LeBron. That's my point guard.
Don't worry, that's fine. Give me Kyrie.
I forgot.
Give me
he
Kyrie.
existed. I put
Give
him
me
at the top
Kyrie.
of the list, and I completely overlooked him. I'm retarded.
Yeah, that's why I said you was being disrespectful.
Yeah, I was being disrespectful. That's me. I messed that up. I messed the pack up. That was my fault. Give me DeMar DeRozan
DeRozan,
and Kevin Love.
Kevin Love. Give me a shooter. Give me Bradley Beal.
Mm-hmm.
And give me LA. LaMarcus.
Okay, so who we got left?
We have Jimmy Butler, Victor Oladipo, Al Horford.
That's it.
That's it.
So I'm gonna take. So I get 2 picks, and then you get the first pick.
Yes.
So I'm gonna take Jimmy Butler and
Uh-huh.
Al Horford.
Al Horford. So give me
You
Victor.
got to take Victor Oladipo.
That's cool.
I completely forgot
Listen,
about Kyrie.
we're going to post these picks, right? We're going to post these picks, and I want everybody to chime in and feel who has the better team and who will win. All right? We're going to take a quick break.
Completely forgot about Kyrie. I'm
You can't.
pissed.
I don't understand how
I
you forget
completely
about
forgot.
him. We're going to take a quick
I
break. We're
completely
going to pay some
pissed.
bills, and when we come back, you'll hear some more stuff. You're listening to Topics here on IBNX Radio.
You're listening to IBNX. IBNXradio.com. The station with the best music. Best music.
I love the music.
Best music. Hey, what's up? It's Jay-Z.
Hey, I'm Mariah Carey. Hey, it's Katy Perry.
It's your boy T.I.P., man. Get it. It's your boy Sean Kingston.
What's up, y'all? I'm Beyonce. This is Nicki Minaj, and I'm in the mix with
IBNX Radio.
Welcome back. You were tuned in to Topics on IBNX Radio. Question for you. Do you think Billy Donovan is still not ready? Still not the guy for the Thunder job? They've been playing well. They weren't. Last time we had this conversation, they were not in the playoff race. Now they're either the 5th or the 6th seed. They've been playing very well. So let me ask you. So do you still think he's not the guy?
Hell no, he's not the guy.
Why not?
Absolutely not.
Why
Listen,
not?
I understand they went on a nice winning streak, and they went from 9th to 5th place, correct?
Yep.
Okay. Everybody's excited. Everybody's jumping for joy. Understand what happened. Westbrook said, it's time, and he stepped up and said, listen, everybody follow me. Follow my lead. This has been the same team, the same recipe, what they've been doing for the last 3 years, 2 years, whatever you want to call it. Westbrook or die. Now, you have 2 other all-stars now that you can give the ball to just in case. But the offense is still the same. The offense, the ball doesn't move. It's the same strategy, high pick and roll. Let me go to the basket. It's not like, I'm not taking anything away from Westbrook. It's not like he's surveying the floor and he's giving the great pass and he's getting everybody in their right spots. He's a talent unheard of. Like, he's different. So he scores differently and he assists differently. I have no problem with that. But the same recipe is the same recipe. The only thing they have in a nice little win streak, if they lose 2 games in a row, they back to 9th place.
But they're not.
They lost 2 in a row before they just won.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
So, listen, they're going to be up and down all year. Like I said in the beginning of the season, I said before they played one game with Billy Donovan at the helm, they're not going to be no better than 5th place. They're not going to get better. That's what I said. I said they can make the playoffs. Okay. But and they can be scary in the playoffs, 7-game series, with anything can happen. But no. They're not going to be better than 5th place.
Okay.
I don't see it happen. I still think they need to get someone else there. I'm not going to get excited over them winning 4 games in a row or whatever the situation is, whatever you want to call it. But I don't see it.
I don't think it's nothing to get excited about. But I think you got to kind of give credit, because as a
Credit to who?
to Billy, as the coach, you got to make some kind of decision. You got to make some type of change.
What did he do different? What did he do? From the time they was losing, from the time now, what did Billy Donovan do different?
I feel like he completely he kind of molded guys' roles, and I think he didn't do anything differently. I think that he put a plan in order. He put a plan in place. This is what I see, and you know what? We're gonna go through some turbulence, and now that we got through the turbulence, now we're smooth sailing, and I think they're gonna keep playing well. What's wrong with that?
I don't think he did anything, to be honest.
You gotta do something.
The media and everybody from the beginning saying Westbrook can't take a backseat. Westbrook can't take a backseat.
And
Then
he
you have
can't.
all right. Then you have players saying this. If he's the coach, he knows from the beginning. No, you don't take no backseat when they get here. This is still your team. You do what you do. No, you had him in the beginning. He didn't do anything different. Westbrook, you got Melo saying like, no, he's coming to the media. No, Westbrook has to step up. He has to play like this all the time. Okay, Billy Donovan didn't do this. Billy Donovan did nothing. He didn't do anything. Let's be honest, and you giving away too much credit. There's no difference in their offense. There's
two sides of the basketball.
All right,
Stop
their
doing
defense
this.
been top 3 all year. It's been there, and they sucked.
And who has always been a defensive-minded coach? Who? I'm gonna reach.
Please
let
tell
me
me.
reach over this table.
Please
bro.
tell me you're gonna say Billy Donovan.
Yes.
In Florida, right? That's what we going off.
You got
When
back-to-back national
When you had
championship.
You had Joakim Noah, Al Horford, and you had Corey Brewer. Those are defensive guys. And you got Bronson. Those are defensive guys. So you're telling me he's a defensive coach. So what happened? So all right. So he's a defensive coach. They're top 3, top 5, and you're not a numbers guy though. You say you don't want to be a numbers guy. So we're not gonna do numbers. They're good defensively. You didn't want to do numbers.
That's
All right?
that's what he's known for.
Okay, he's good. So what about the offense?
You got three stupids. You got 3 guys that can play basketball. That can put the ball in the basket at any given point.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to put these guys in position to be successful. Simple. You got to put other guys' touches are way down. I think Melo's touches are down. I think that's another thing. You got to do something. Yo, me and you got to have a conversation. You're not the Carmelo Anthony that you were I need you to assume this role for the success. After you want to do whatever you want to do after this year, you can go ahead and do it. But you have to assume this role.
He's done nothing. He's done nothing.
Okay, so he's not the guy for the job.
He's not the guy for the job.
So
at all.
Russell Westbrook is their reason for Russell Westbrook and Paul George is their reason for being the 6th seed.
Yeah, right now.
All right, so there's no, so you're not doing anything with coaches out of, so no coach.
No.
So me and you could coach that team to the 6th seed right now.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
If you think.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
Anyway, wrapping up, getting back into some football, but now with some playoff action. The Atlanta Falcons play the LA Rams in the wild card game. Who do you have? Talk to me. Don't look at me. You giving me the suspense and all that. You told me.
I'm not giving
Talk
you no
to me.
suspense. The Rams.
Just like that.
The Rams.
Just like that.
The
Why?
Rams. Offense has been stout all year. Playing in LA. A home game. And the Falcons, I feel like, have been just up and down all year. The Falcons just give me, when I watch them, they give me no. I feel like the Falcons at this point are like, at any given point, they can blow it. I feel like they can blow it. I just going with the Rams. I like what the Rams. Gurley's been playing well. Their defense has been playing well. And Jared Goff has been throwing the blood out of the ball. Going with the Rams. And they've been in, and I think they've been battle tested playing against the Seahawks, playing against the Saints. They had some good games. They went to the wire with the Eagles.
Okay, I'll give you that. I respect your pick. I like this game. And just let me throw this out there. I'm glad that the Falcons broke that little mini curse of, the Super Bowl losing team not making the playoffs the next year. So I'm glad you broke that curse. You won Week 17 against the Panthers. Great
The Seahawks
win.
didn't make it? The year they won?
No. But Denver lost, and Denver didn't make the playoffs.
Oh, a
the next
team
year.
that lost. Okay.
Team that lost.
But when they lost to the Patriots, Seahawks.
Yeah, but that was the year before. We talking about the last three times. The team that lost didn't make it.
But the year after they lost to the Patriots,
Okay,
they didn't make the playoffs.
they did, but we talking about the last 3 years.
Okay.
Was it not? Was it not?
I don't remember. Okay.
Okay, so you want to bring it up, but you don't remember.
I feel like it was 3 years ago.
Now you don't remember
I
what?
feel like it wasn't 3 years ago.
Okay, how long was it? You just said you don't feel like it's 3 years ago. But
I don't feel like it's 3 years ago. But okay. So all right. So who was the Super Bowl last year? I don't know.
The Panthers. The Panthers was in.
They
the
didn't
week
make the
before.
playoffs.
They didn't
Right.
make the
Okay,
playoffs.
so that's
you got
one
me now.
year. So it's one year.
You got me now.
It was 1 year.
And then Denver. Denver didn't make the playoffs the next year.
They won.
You forget.
Didn't they lose and then win? So then they beat the Panthers.
They beat the Patriots.
You said the teams that lost. I'm just saying.
The teams
Okay,
that
so the
lost.
Panthers. All right. Anyway.
You got me?
I
You
got
good now?
it doesn't really matter. All right.
Well,
I
you
don't
gonna
think
bring it
was
up,
a
but then
curse.
you wanna
I
go.
feel like you heard it was a curse, and there's no real curse.
First and foremost, my pick.
You know what's
right?
more of a curse? Stephen A. Smith picking the NBA Finals winners the last 7 years.
What's that have to do with anything?
That's more of a curse than what you just said. But okay.
Why?
Because he's getting wrong the last.
But who
7
cares
years.
about what Stephen A. Smith says?
I'm just saying.
No,
I'm just saying.
no.
I don't like it.
First and
I don't
foremost,
feel like it was a curse.
I have Atlanta losing this game, but the reason I have them losing this game because they have been inconsistent all year.
It's been a good football week for Jordan. It's gonna be a bad football week next week. For
That's
Jordan.
crazy, right? That's crazy. They do enough to get there, and then
gonna
it
be
just
a bad
happens.
football
Well, I mean, at least I had a good week. A good week is good, but y'all
I've
been
had a good week in
inconsistent.
a long time. So you're right.
Hey, listen, you've been inconsistent all year, up and down. The only thing I think that works in your favor is that y'all have the experience. Atlanta has experience. They have basically the same team, and they have enough to overcome any adversity if it's a close game. You understand? But they just been up and down, and I don't trust them in those moments. And basically, the LA Rams are better than them in any aspect of the game.
So what's the score? 28-21?
Nah, I'm not going to even score it.
Why not?
I'm not going to score the game.
Why not? Why
I'm
you not gonna score the game? Why not?
I'm
You
not
score the
gonna
game every week. Why
But I
not
don't wanna
score the game? Score the
'Cause
game this
I don't
week.
wanna-
Be
This
consistent.
week I don't want to.
Now you don't want to do
I was
something
being
right.
consistent,
Heard
but then
you, sis.
every week you
Heard you,
First
sis.
and foremost.
Your whole every week
First
your
and
score has
foremost.
been 28-21. Now all
Now
of a
it's
sudden you don't want to do it.
No,
Heard
I don't
you,
want to do it
sis.
this week.
All right,
I got to
all right.
do it this week. So now you want me to score the
I
game.
want
Last
I
week you
want
didn't
to
want
be
me to score the game.
consistent.
Now you
I
want me to score the
I
game.
want you to be consistent.
Now you want me to be
Don't
now you
score
want me
it.
to be
Go ahead,
consistent.
don't score it.
But when I was consistent, you were saying something. Now I'm not saying something. Now you got something to say.
Whatever. Just heard. I heard you, sis.
You
Go
heard
ahead.
me?
I heard.
First and
What's the
foremost,
score?
listen to what I do, not what I say.
All right, cool.
Now, let's.
I'm listening to what you do. You scored a game every
All right,
week.
and wait, what happened last week? You was talking, right?
I talked to 2 weeks before that.
And what you did this week? I ain't say nothing now. Oh, look, listen. Okay, you're not gonna score the game. You're not gonna
Just
score the
mad
game.
'cause those
You're
are
not
the
gonna
two
score the
numbers
game.
you pick.
You're not gonna score the game.
All right, I'll pick it
I don't
for
wanna-
you. The
so
score
pick
is
it.
28-21.
Listen to this.
I'm gonna pick it for you just because you
Look,
want.
look,
I'm
look.
only being petty and light skinned because you
Listen,
always score the game. And
you
since
can't-
you don't want to do it, I'll
What
do
you mean
it
you
for
only being petty and light skinned?
I'm
You
only
are.
being petty light skinned.
You was born petty and light skinned.
So I'm only doing what I've been
Listen,
born to do, and that's
anyway,
bother you. The score's
it
gonna be
don't bother me.
28-21.
It don't bother me.
Tone is thinking it even doesn't want to say it.
It doesn't
Next
bother
game.
me. It doesn't
Saints
bother
versus
me.
the Panthers.
It doesn't
Next
bother
game.
me. Next game. Who we have?
Saints versus the
Panthers and
Panthers.
Saints. Who you got?
Saints. I've been picking the Saints all year. I'm consistent.
You consistent. Consistently. Okay. You have the Saints.
I have the Saints.
Why?
Home game. Drew Brees is my guy. I'm consistent.
My guy.
My guy.
You got a whole. Listen, man. nobody wanna hear that.
What?
Go
Go back
ahead,
to the
man.
reels. Go back
Finish.
to the reels.
Listen,
I've always said Drew Brees is my
I just
guy.
want you to finish your point so we can move on to my pick. Go ahead.
I think
man.
that city.
ahead.
I think the home field advantage is going to be big, and I didn't like the Panthers last week. I didn't like them Panthers last week.
Okay.
I didn't like the Panthers last week. They
Okay.
played like all right, even though we're in. So for all that, I felt like they should have just sat all those guys. I feel like they just should have sat everybody for the way they played. It was no Greg Olsen and Cam Newton were not on the same page last week.
Okay.
Greg Olsen like he wanted to get in the cab and go home.
Okay.
So that's why I got the Saints. I think the Saints is going ball. I got the Saints.
Okay.
Didn't like the Panthers' performance last week.
I like that the Saints are looking very, very good this year. Very good. I'm giving you that. I'm giving you
I
that.
didn't coach that team, so don't give me anything. Give Sean Payton.
That's your guy, though, right?
That's my guy. It's always
All
been my
right,
guy, even when we don't play well. It's my guy.
So listen, I'm giving you that they've been playing good all year. They not arguably, they have the best running back duo in the NFL
Okay.
with Ingram and Kamara.
Kamara. Okay.
They have the best running back, and honestly, Drew Brees in year 17 is looking like Drew Brees in years 6, 7. He's looking real. Like I like it, and their defense is way better than it was last year. They got Lattimore's looking crazy, Pro Bowler. They got the rookie that they drafted, number 11. They look good, and they're playing home. With that being said, my guy Cam, yeah, my guy, right? Yeah, I've been saying that too,
You just
right?
bet that you just picked against.
Okay. Listen, we're not talking.
You just said you picked the Saints.
No, I didn't. No, I did not say I picked the Saints. I
All right,
said
so
I
you
like
picking
the
Panthers,
Saints.
you picking the Panthers.
First
What
and
is the difference
foremost.
between I like the Saints.
First and
Oh,
foremost,
my God.
I said I like the Saints, and I'm giving you kudos on things that's positive with the
I
Saints.
don't want your kudos.
I'm giving you kudos because that's
So
what
you're
I do.
picking
I
the
give you
Panthers.
kudos,
No, you don't.
and then listen,
There you go.
with my guy, Cam, right? My guy, he hasn't been playing like MVP Cam all year, but he's done enough to win. And with those wins, he knocked down those Pats. Patriots, get him out of here. Beat the Pats. Vikings came, get him out of here. I like that Cam. Enough to win. I like that. He only
Why
lost
he
to the
ain't
Eagles.
keep
He only
the
lost to
Falcons
the Eagles by 5 because it was been up and down. They traded Benjamin, but he got that nice McCarthy, the rookie, looking real good. I like what he's spreading the offense around. He's using his legs. He does enough to win, and he's smart. He may get a little killer sometime, but he's been there before. I like that. It's going to be a tough game, very tough game, but I got my Panthers winning this. Now, I'm going to tell you this, though.
don't
Let me
tell
tell
me
you this.
nothing else.
Let me tell you this. Let me tell you this.
Jesus.
Matter of fact, no, because I want to put this on the record because you're going to feel like,
Go ahead.
if the Saints win this game, right? If the Saints win this game,
If we win.
if you win, I like y'all to come out the NFC.
Ooh.
I like y'all to come out the NFC.
If we win, I'm picking
If
them
y'all
to go all
win.
the way. If we win this one, I'm
I
picking
like
them
y'all to
go
come
all
out
the way.
the NFC.
I like it too. Okay. AFC. Bills versus the Jaguars. Go ahead. I think we're going to agree on this one. But go ahead.
The Bills walked into the playoffs blindfolded with a thumb in their mouth.
They didn't. They weren't. They're not supposed to be playing right now. The Ravens completely blew that. The Ravens
be real.
completely blew it. The Ravens completely.
Let's
completely
be
blew
real.
it. The Bills are not supposed to be in the playoffs right now.
At all. It was, listen, nobody thought the Bills were going to be there. What did they do? They didn't even have to win. Listen, the bank, They blew that game.
They did.
Last minute. Like,
No, wasn't it 4th and 12?
yes. Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
4th and
Like,
12.
like, what are you doing?
50-yard touchdown.
Listen,
4th and 12.
it's horrible. It's just crazy. And now it's making it seem like, oh, the Bills did something smart by benching Tyrod Taylor in week 11. No, it was a dumb move then, and if this didn't happen, it would have still been a dumb move. But you limp into the playoffs, whatever you want to call it.
Kicked in. They're gonna get
The
your backs
Jags are going to demolish the Bills. And I'm being honest. There's not one facet of the game that the Bills are better than. Not one.
I agree with you. I'm going with the Jags.
People watching, can anybody tell me what facet of the game the Bills are better in? I'll wait.
There's nobody in the room. Stop doing that.
Okay, cool.
We're on a
I
time
thought somebody might have just
There's
came in and
nobody
said, oh, the
in.
Bills are better in this
You're
aspect.
looking at the door. There's nobody in.
Listen, not one. The Bills are not going to win this game. The Jags are the more dominant defense and offense and special teams and coaching. It's just everything. It's horrible. I don't even want to talk about this game no more because it's
So we agree with the Jags.
Absolutely.
Chiefs, Titans.
Yo, this is like a handicap game. The only reason I feel like it's a handicap game because
Both teams should be.
I wouldn't say they don't really. The Chiefs came out the gate hot, on fire, 5-0. I just felt like the rest of the league now got enough film on them. They didn't have no film on Hunt. They had enough film on them, and they learned their moves. It's just that simple. They didn't have the momentum.
Can't give up the big play, basically.
You can't.
You can't give up the big play.
At all.
Okay.
So
Who do you like in this game, though?
I like the Chiefs.
So do I.
The Titans are. I like Mariota. He's good. I'm not gonna say with Mariota at your quarterback, he gives you a chance to win anytime he steps on the field. He has that talent, and they have a good running back game. They have a good running back. But with that being said,
Don't
the
think they have
Chiefs,
enough?
no, because I think Alex Smith is smart. He's experienced. He's gonna do enough to win that game.
And that Chiefs defense is still pretty good.
Absolutely. I don't see anything else. It's just horrible. They both you started off 5-0 and then you ended 10-6. The Titans are 9-7. You both limping into the playoffs. It's just with one team is limping a little worse.
Isn't bad.
But you started 5-0.
Really?
That's
I get it.
That's
I
hard.
don't think you're limping.
10
I don't
and
think that's horrible. 10-6 is 10-6 is 10-6. I think 10-6 is 10-6.
You see, you're looking at 10-6, and you're just forgetting the fact that they started off with no losses and 5 wins. That means they only won 5 more games through the rest of the season. Horrible. Come on. They won 6-5 in the last.
5 and 6 last.
Horrible.
Okay.
Horrible. But next up, we have Trivia Time with Tone. Listen, I got you this week, boy. I got him.
So I dumbed it down this week.
Let's do it.
What time is it?
It's trivia time with Tone.
You're listening.
It's showtime.
I feel like I kept it in one ballpark for you this week. I was starting to feel bad for washing you in your own segment.
Just
I kept it. It's all college football. It's
Very
one college
disrespectful.
basketball.
Very
It's all
disrespectful.
college football. These two schools are tied for the most Heisman Trophy winners. These two schools are tied for the most Heisman Trophy winners.
Uh-huh.
Is it Oklahoma and Texas? Write it down.
Oklahoma
and Texas.
Oh, you doing this. This is a little cheat. Go ahead.
Notre Dame and Ohio State. It's the only one like it.
Notre Dame and
I need people to help me with this trivia stuff because I'm running out of it. Oklahoma and Notre Dame.
Oklahoma. And Notre Dame. You said Notre Dame already. So you.
I know. I'm done.
Oh, okay,
and
okay.
Ohio State and Texas.
Ohio
See, so it was a cheat, but it wasn't a cheat. I didn't give you 8 random schools. You know.
So these two schools are tied for the most.
Heisman Trophy.
And
Kind of want you to win.
and that's kind of messed up. But I'm gonna go Notre Dame, Ohio State.
Got it right.
Thank you. Thank you. Score one on the board.
Which school has produced the most NFL Hall of Famers?
Which? Okay.
You got the answer for this one too? You know the answer?
I think so, but I could be wrong.
Alabama, Ohio
Nope.
State, Notre Dame, USC.
Ooh, kind of messed me up on that one.
The most NFL Hall of Famers. Not the
most-
most pros, but the most Hall of Famers.
The most Hall of Famers is not Alabama. That's a fact. With history, it's a tough one. USC had history, but their histories usually start in early 90s, 2000. So I'm gonna go. So it's either Ohio State with history or Notre Dame. Notre Dame is known. Well, there's more. I'm gonna go Ohio State.
Wrong. It was Notre Dame.
1-1.
Basketball. You're going to get this one.
Okay.
All blue bloods. Which college has produced the most NBA players? Kentucky, Duke, North Carolina, or Kansas? Most NBA players out of the blue bloods.
Yo, this is
is
you
hard.
a little disrespectful.
How?
I'm saying you a little disrespectful because this is a difficult one.
How is this difficult?
It's difficult
How is it difficult?
because you said the most NBA players.
Yeah, how is this difficult? It's not difficult. This is the easiest question I think I gave you.
Duke, North Carolina, Kansas, Kentucky. All time?
All time.
All time.
All time.
Kentucky, Duke, North Carolina, Kansas. Kentucky, Duke.
Wrong. It was Kentucky. What are you watching? What are you watching?
Listen,
John Calipari got like 15, 16 by himself.
that's by himself though. Like, but before
You
I
talking
mean,
about
you go-
Adolph Rupp? You talking about Tubby Smith? You
Rupp.
talking about Rick Pitino? What are you watching? What are you watching?
All right, he got me. He got me. He
That
got
was
me.
the easiest one.
First and foremost, don't scream at me on air.
Nah, what are you watching? You talking about I'm disrespectful. What are you watching? I'm giving you throwaways. You just
All right,
continuously messing
so,
this up.
I'm gonna get the last two and I'm gonna win this.
Hope so.
Let's do it.
Who's the only SEC team, since we got an all SEC national championship, who's the only SEC team not to win a national title in football? Kentucky, Mississippi State, Vanderbilt, Missouri.
Kentucky, Missouri.
Mississippi State or Missouri.
Or Missouri. You said Missouri already. You said Kentucky.
Vanderbilt, excuse me. Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt was the fourth one.
Vandy, Kentucky, Missouri, Mississippi State. The only team not to win.
Not to win a national football title.
I really don't remember them even being that good to win a national championship, right? Kentucky.
Wrong. It was Mississippi State.
Mississippi State.
Yo,
Huh?
yo.
Go ahead.
You got to get this
Go
together.
ahead. Go ahead. Come on, son.
Which school has the longest streak of 43 games in college football? USC, Notre Dame, Oklahoma, or Texas?
Say it again.
Which team has the longest win streak of 43 games in college football? Try to keep it all college.
Longest winning streak in college football. Go ahead. What's the name?
USC,
USC.
Notre Dame,
Notre Dame.
Oklahoma, or Texas?
Yo, first and foremost, where are you getting these questions and answers from, son?
You
Just-
wanna
just
help?
Answer, just
You wanna
answer
help?
me that question.
You want to help?
That
It's just
is
stuff I be
crazy.
thinking about. It just be
You
stuff I
don't
be
think it?
thinking
Nah,
about.
man. Google is crazy. Listen,
Just saying.
but no, there's no way, no way. All right,
Y'all put me in charge of something. You
All
put
right.
me in charge of
So-
something. So reach out to your followers and
the
ask them to
only-
give you trivia so I don't
the
keep
longest
beating
winning
you.
streak. How many is it? 40 what?
43 games.
43
The
games.
streak doesn't matter.
Do
Why does it matter? Pick a
Because-
school. You lost.
because USC is not. They went undefeated for a minute.
You don't know. You lost already. You don't know.
Notre Dame.
No, it was Oklahoma. I won 4-1 again. Get a new segment or get somebody else to do
Yeah.
this. I'm
First
tired
and
of it.
foremost,
It is hard
First and
work.
foremost,
It is
I
hard.
don't know where
work.
he's getting these questions
It's
from.
hard.
These are not even
work,
logical
people.
questions.
Hard work.
I could say like maybe one out of all of those was logical.
You know, you want to switch?
You crazy?
You wanna
know what?
switch?
We might have to.
We might have to switch because
might have
obviously,
We might have to. We might have
something's
to
not working.
Yo, listen, we got to take a quick commercial. We're coming up. We got hot and cold. You're listening to Topics here on IBNX Radio.
You're listening to IBNX. IBNXradio.com. The station with the best music. Best music.
I love the music.
Best music. Hey, what's up? It's Jay-Z.
Hey, I'm Mariah Carey. Hey, it's Katy Perry.
It's your boy T.I.P., man. Get it. It's your boy Sean Kingston.
What's up, y'all? I'm Beyonce. This is Nicki Minaj, and I'm in the mix with
IBNX Radio.
Okay, so listen. Just a quick. This was like a fan pick, right? A fan topic?
A while ago.
A while ago, but we'll get into it now. Sorry about that. But listen, a fan asked, the NBA lottery format has changed. Will this stop teams from tanking? What do you think?
I want to say yes, but I really don't know.
Okay.
I want to say yes. I think it evens the playing field where you don't have the high percentage of getting the number one pick. So I think guys have to smarten up in it. Like Danny Ainge has been phenomenal with the whole draft and how that works and manipulating the draft and making the playoffs and still getting top 5, top 3 picks every year. So I think guys just have to get better and do their due diligence and figure out to make the right. I hope it stops guys from taking like the Sixers and stuff like that. So we'll see. I think it will stop the guys from taking because now you don't have that same chance as you did before. So you're kind of basically on an even playing field now. Even if you have the worst record, you can have the worst record and get a number 6 pick.
Well, it's top
Or top
six?
5 pick.
Top 5.
It's a top 5 pick.
Top 5.
Well, it's really if you're the worst record, you get a top 3 pick, but your chances of getting a number 1 pick is even. It doesn't really work. So I like what the NBA is doing with the whole restructuring of a lot of things. The draft, I think the All-Star game is going to be fun. So I think the restructuring, I think it'll stop teams from tanking. Yes.
I liked it. I liked it. You know, and it's just the NBA. You know, they try to help the best way they can. You know, they'll put in certain rules. Some rules you may think is crazy, but as a whole organization, the NBA is run very, very well.
I wish they just adopted the NFL and you got the worst record, you get the number 1 pick. But then I guess you got guys tanking. You got guys that are tanking. But you guys get the number 1 pick and guys still be tanking. So I don't get it.
Exactly. So then again, I see a team, you know, being like, you know what, as long as we get a top 3, we might trade it. They still might fight to, I mean, it goes up and down. So I think maybe a slim chance of it stopping tanking. But to be honest, the real teams that really do it are the teams that really are out from the jump anyway. Like, you don't see, it's only bad teams that really do it. So it's going to
Philly and Phoenix and guys like that.
like teams that's already at the bottom. So I might as well, you know. So it didn't really matter to any of the good teams because the only teams that were doing it are the 3 bottom worst teams in the NBA, you know. So yes and no. As long as they get a top 3 pick, I think they'll be happy at the end of the day, unless it's a LeBron James coming out.
Nah, that ain't happening no time soon.
And so, other than that, you know, I think if teams don't get it, they might, you know, maybe trade up, trade down. You know, it all depends. But I like how the NBA structures things way better than the NFL. Like you said, they need to adopt them. And so, yeah, that's basically it. I love it. Keep it moving. The All-Star game thing, I love it. Feels like we're in the park in New York. It's amazing, and I love it. But it's time to say goodbye. I don't want to, but I have to.
I'm tired of looking at you, so I'm gonna say
That's
goodbye.
fine. That's fine. We'll
say
be
goodbye.
back here next week.
Same time,
with-
same channel.
Same time, same place. I'm Tone Taylor.
And I'm Chris Harris. Thank you guys for tuning in tonight. You were tuned in to Topics on IBNX Radio. You guys have a good night.
Good night.
IBNX Radio.